everyone from Chelsea Fan TV. My name is Alex. I'm outside Stamford Bridge after a 4-0 win against Preston North End. Charlie, mate, comfortable in the second half, but it was the first half, looked really, really shaky. A very mixed game from Chelsea.
Yeah, mate, it's that classic football cliche, isn't it? Game of two halves. It really was. First half was dire, mate. Sitting there, watching it and just thinking, what the fuck is this? It was awful, it was slow, it was uninspiring, we did nothing. And then second half we come out, mate, and we decided that we'd play a little bit, and the quality showed in the end. And look, do you know what? I've always said about cup games, just about getting through. I don't want to sort of double down and be too negative on the performance, but that first half was concerning. I think it really showed how the midfield, when Gallagher don't play, like there's no pressing in there, there's no energy in there, there's no movement like from the front. So you can, people that say they don't rate him or whatever, when he doesn't play, you really fucking notice, and there's a lot missing from that midfield when he don't play. Palmer missed a decent chance in that first half, but yeah, I don't feel we were getting the wingers involved enough. Mudrik's had a bit of a quiet first half. Sterling gets his goal in that, but like people then it like tricks people to think he had a decent game. I thought he was shocking today, and like he scores a free kick, great free kick, but his general play was awful, giving a ball away, just running into people. Like, I don't want people to think I've got an agenda against him, but like, just because he scored a free kick don't mean you had a good game. I thought he was poor as well.
You know, it's so interesting you mentioned Sterling, because I think especially with the first half, because that's a great way of looking at who was going for and who was at least having a go. I think Palmer was probably the best player who was going up, but Sterling for me was probably the next one.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean what he was doing was good. It certainly wasn't coming off, but the effort was there. Come on, guys, just a little bit more quiet, guys. A little bit more quiet. The effort was there, but it's still, mate. We talk about Burnley, we talk about Luton, all of these games, man. This is not what you're paying 300 grand a week for. And well, you talk about consistency. I'm still not convinced myself, so I completely agree with you, Charlie.
No, I'm not entirely convinced. That could he have played himself into a start on Tuesday night? I don't think so. Midwake for me, obviously come off the bench, looked lively, should be starting. You know, his form's been better in recent weeks than Sterling's has. So yeah, look, I mean, there may be some decisions to make, but just thought it's frustrating. You know, when you're the highest paid player at the club, you expect so much more from someone like that. But I mean, overall, mate, there's not really too much there. Clean sheet, a massive positive. We've been leaking goals left, right, and centre. So that was a bonus there. Alfie Gilchrist, I thought was okay today. Nice to see him get his full debut. You know, the fans love him. You know, he's come through the academy, he got extra sort of affection towards him.
Yeah. Do you think it's similar with Alfie Gilchrist, with Sterling as well? People overhyping him just because he had one good game?
Yeah, maybe. But no, we haven't seen much from him. You know, we've seen a few cameo sub appearances where he's got stuck in. You know, people love that. And then he was all right today. He played right back, got forward well, defended reasonably okay. You know, I'm not going to get carried away with it, but you know, there may be something promising there potentially. Obviously, Silva comes on, gets the goal, great. You know, we actually scored from a set piece, which is nice. Beating the first man always makes a difference. And then obviously the free kick we had, and then I can't remember the first. Oh, Breuer for the first goal. Look, I think it's good for his confidence for sure. Great ball into the box from Gusto. I was not convinced by Breuer at all. First half, I thought he was poor, like a lot of players. His hold-up play's weak. But the guy's getting shrugged off by Championship defenders, mate. I mean, he's going to be someone that's got physical presence, and he's getting fucking shrugged off by defenders from lower divisions. I thought his hold-up play was poor, wasn't really in the game. Takes the goal well, but I mean, mate, you can tell, like, people saying about, oh yeah, we're so glad Jackson's gone to AFCON. Fuck me, you know, like, when Jackson don't play, you see what we don't have at the top end of the pitch. And, you know, Breuer's got a lot more convincing to do. Maybe he gets an opportunity on Tuesday night against Middlesbrough, but for me, mate, this guy's just not it.
But I suppose when you look at a classic striker's performance, from what you would expect from a striker, especially 10 years ago, really, you don't really care if they get involved too much as long as they score, and he did do that.
No, he did score, but like, of course, you know, you don't mind if your striker's not involved as long as they're there in the right moments and they score, but, you know, Breuer's not on that level. Like, I don't look at him and think, you know, this is going to be a guy that's going to be, you know, a mainstay at Chelsea for the next 2 or 3 years. I don't even think he'll be here next year. He's just not good enough, mate. It's as simple as that for me. Like, you can say, oh, he deserves a run of games and whatnot. He's played quite a few games this season. He's been horrendous in all of them. So for me, mate, he's not it. Yes, you know, he'll get opportunities. Yes, he'll probably get a little bit better. This is a big opportunity for him this time for Jackson being out. Obviously, Nkunku not in the squad at all today. So yeah, he's got a chance, but even if he grabs it with both hands, it's just delaying the inevitable. And I think he's out the door in the summer once another striker comes in.
Yeah, I mean, me and Lewis were talking about Enzo and Caicedo and the link up and the fact that they're not actually close enough to each other to be able to really work together. I mean, what's your thoughts on that midfield partnership? And Poch is still very insistent on Enzo pushing forward rather than sitting a little bit deeper.
Yeah, mate, it's growing still, that partnership. You know, there's still a lot of work that needs to go into it. They haven't actually played together like an awful lot. I think the understanding's still not there. It's weird because that midfield looks so much better when Gallagher's in it with them two. When them two play together on their own, it's just like it doesn't look right at the moment. It doesn't look right. Something's a bit misbalanced. Like Enzo's obviously naturally a bit more of an attacking player than Caicedo is, but pushing further forwards does not suit his game. I think it massively misprofiles him. Enzo likes to dictate play from deep. I felt disappointing today was the fact that like the number of balls over the top that were just overhit. You know, a number of times in the first half we tried to overhit that ball. We tried to hit the ball over the top to release Mudryk or something. Overhit all the fucking time. This is basics. Look, the partnership will get better, but there's teething issues with it, and the balance doesn't look right. I think they're slightly misprofiled in the way that they're put together on the pitch.
100%, and we've seen that so many times, and I do hope that Pochettino learns from this. He comes across as a manager who can be flexible but is also rigid in certain ways as well, so it'll be interesting to see how that situation pans out. For me, a great discussion that I've had with loads of people, it's been Mudryk over the past couple of months. I'm a massive fan, I know Nina's a big fan of him as well, but also Madueke, and these are two players that are so exciting, but they haven't really had the chance to fully break through into the Chelsea squad. Obviously Mudryk just had more of a run than Madueke recently, but when Madueke's come in, we've looked a lot better.
Yeah, no mate, I like it. I've been big fan of Mudryk from day one. I think the guy's got a lot of ability. I think he works hard, he's still learning. Yes, he's 23 now, but in terms of the amount of games he's played, it's not many at all. I think before he joined us last year, like he played 50 senior games of football for fucking Shakhtar. He's got ability. You can see like he's one of them players I said before. He gets you excited when he gets on the ball. So yeah, I think there's a lot more to come from him. He's developed a lot this season. He's added goals, assists to his game. I think he did well. In the minutes he was on the pitch today. Madueke again, another one that has had to bide his time. It's taken him a long time this season to get a look in, and then he's taken his opportunities. He was good against Wolves when he came off the bench. He was good against Palace, wins the penalty, gets the winning goal. He was good again today when he came on, scored against Luton. All you can do as a young player is take your opportunities, and these guys are taking their opportunities, and they deserve to play, mate. It's got to be done on a meritocracy, and these guys have got to play. As simple as that. And I like them. They're exciting.
What mad as well is the fact that we're going up to Middlesbrough on Tuesday. Middlesbrough away. This is a long trip. I think it's a little bit longer than Newcastle, if I'm not wrong. I swear down, if these boys don't perform. I mean, this has just tricked me into thinking we're going to get a result against Middlesbrough, and this will trick a lot of people into thinking that way. But it's not that simple. And I was speaking with Jason Cundy the other day, who we've had on the channel before, and he was very convinced that things aren't going to just get better. It is going to continue the way we've already seen because the squad is so young. So obviously we need to bring in reinforcements. What areas do you prioritise?
Obviously, mate, centre forward. We need a centre forward, but that's easier said than done, mate. The options we're looking at, Osimhen, Tony, and stuff. Like in January, it's going to be virtually impossible, mate. So I don't really know what we do. Do we? I think the best we can do, mate, is get a pre-agreement with someone for them to join in the summer, and then just get by with what we've got. Or you can maybe try and look at signing an experienced option on the bench, to come in on loan or something like that. But yeah, mate, I don't think there's going to be much activity this window. Maybe a centre back comes in if we see something that we can be opportunistic with, but other than that, mate, I think it's going to be more about outgoings, Chalobah, Martson, these kind of guys moving on. But I don't think we're going to see that many come in, mate. Maybe one or two for the first team, but it's going to be difficult.
We need an actual striker, someone up front that can score goals for us.
We do, but it's still, I don't see it happening in January. I think there's the amount of money involved, the fact,
I think there's still a couple. For me, Tony, we need someone up front that can actually finish these chances. We've got great attacking players, but no one can actually finish the chance we got.
Yeah, but it's so hard to get a striker in January. It's so difficult to get a striker in January, particularly the required quality that we need. So
is there? We've got two. We've got Osimhen and wants to go to Chelsea. We know he wants to go to Chelsea. He's a Chelsea fan.
This is all rumours. I mean, we don't really know this, but I think he does. I think it's a pre-agreement. That seems logical, doesn't it?
That's the best we can do, is a pre-agreement for him to come coming this summer. Napoli aren't going to let him go halfway through the season when they're fighting in the Champions League, still want to get back into the Champions League next season. So it's a striker, and look, if we can find a centre back, fine, but it's not a priority. The main priority is the striker. But for me, mate, I see 1 or 2 coming in, but not many.
What about the goalkeeping situation? I know we touched on it, on our show the other day. Petrovic or Sanchez?
Petrovic all day.
Petrovic for me has done well, mate. And it's definitely a conversation to have about it now. It's not a small sample size. It's like he's not done anything wrong, and Sanchez has not been so amazing that he deserves to come straight back in. And Petrovic has not done bad enough to warrant going straight back out. The difficult thing with goalkeeping stuff is that it's not like with outfield players, so you can give them sort of 10-15 minutes, spread them back in. Once you make the decision to go and play the goalkeeper, they're playing. They go straight back in.
Sanchez get the ball away.
Yeah.
How many times in games? Petrovic, confident on the ball, big shot stopper. I think there's 21 years old. There's no doubt for me. Petrovic is the Chelsea keeper of the future.
I agree. Petrovic has done very well and deserves to stay in the team. So it's interesting to see what Poch does. But I think he probably will revert back to Sanchez. Personally, I think he will do that. But yeah, Petrovic has done really well, mate, and deserves to be in the team. He's calming. Don't feel nervous when he's on the ball at the back. He's a good shot stopper. Commands the box reasonably well. That's improved in recent weeks. So there's no reason for me, mate, why he shouldn't continue.